1581, 877-247-1581, 877-247-1581.
At Romika Designs, we're more than just a laser engraving and specialty design company. Much more. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs, and if you can dream it, we can probably make it. We can custom laser cut and engrave on nearly all material. Great for one-of-a-kind gifts, home decor, business and specialty items, or personalized and logo designs created just for you or your company. Allow us to become your go-to gift and specialty project partner. Romika Designs can help make your ideas a reality. We're ready to help you design and create that special gift for any occasion or engrave your personal or business logo on just about any product. View our designs at romikadesigns.com or simply email us with your ideas. We specialize in custom design and would be honored to have the opportunity to discuss it with you. Call us at 817-400-4040, email info@romikadesigns.com, or visit us on the web at romikadesigns.com.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
Serving Johnson County, Texas, Joco Community Radio.
I'm being all noisy over here. Hello. Welcome to Real Estate Reality. Hi. This is Diana Roberts. I am a realtor with EXP, and I have here with me my co-host.
This is Jason Chandler with Affinity Mortgage here in Burleson.
Yes. So we guys have a really great show for you today. We really wanted to touch base on what's happening in the market and more or less really on the lending side. The lending side has been, it's like a roller coaster. It seems here lately, right? It's like up and down, up and down. And especially right now, the market with it shifting and everything, that shift is starting to somewhat be visible. Are you seeing it?
Absolutely. The rates, obviously, the rates going up have made a lot of changes.
Yeah.
And most of them in the short term are kind of painful changes just because everyone has to regroup from this standpoint. Now, I'll talk about in a little bit about how already you're seeing some positive things happening from these rates going up. But yeah, there's been some definite, some hurt and some people having to kind of reallocate, replan. on buying a house, selling their house, that kind of situation. So, yeah, it's been interesting. It has been a roller coaster ride these
Yes.
last few months. That's for sure.
It really has. So I completely agree with you. I think that with this shift though, and in the positive stuff that is starting to come up, those rates are, I mean, I kind of been seeing it's kind of been going up and down, right? Just like
It has been, but this morning the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, came out. It's a report that, boy, everyone looks at. Wall Street, the mortgage companies, everybody. It affects everybody, every industry.
oh yeah.
Well, inflation's still high.
Yes, it is.
So the Fed is already, we know almost 100% that they're gonna raise rates at least 0.75%. That doesn't automatically mean mortgage rates go up 0.75. Mortgage rates do not tie directly to them, but that affects the bond market, which affects mortgage rates.
Right.
So when they go up, there's going to be an adjustment. There was already an adjustment this morning on anticipation after seeing the CPI come out with a higher inflation. But the Fed is, number one is they've got to stop the inflation.
Yes.
It is out of control. Everyone that goes grocery shopping, fills up gas, all that, they know it. I mean, they feel it. Everyone's
Mhm.
feeling it. So what has it done to us directly is what do rates do? When everyone hears, well, rates are going up, how does that really affect you? Well, I ran some numbers. Probably need to put my spectacles on to make sure, try to read my writing here.
Yes, I understand. I probably need to
But-
wear mine more often. Terrible.
Yeah. It's hell getting old.
I
But
know.
just for me, not for you,
okay,
Diane.
okay.
Just
Thank
for
you.
me.
I know
Just
I
for
look
me.
great.
No,
you do too.
You look
no.
younger than
You do.
ever.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
thank you.
Me, I'm getting by.
Oh,
Okay. But if we look at, and I just use 350,000 as a sales price,
right.
which is pretty common in this market. I'm not saying that's the exact median price, but 350's right there. Well, let's say you were looking at conventional at 20% down back when rates were 3.5%. Well, your payment, this is principal and interest only.
Mhm.
Don't forget taxes and insurance. You got to add those in. But your principal and interest was like $1,257. Well, if they went up to 4.5, that was an increase of $161 to your payment. When it went up to 5.5, that was $332 increase. So in two jumps from 3.5 to 5.5, that was about $332 jump. So that's what that 2% rate difference.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people that were right at the edge of being approved for the 350,
Oh, yeah. They were not happy.
right under that debt ratio. Well, all of a sudden that payment goes up, and it's either they have to put more money down, pay off some debt, and if they didn't have the means to do that, then a lower priced home.
Yeah.
So that's the consequence of what higher rates can do is they increase your payment, which can reduce your buying power.
Absolutely.
What about
So what about refinancing though? I mean, I know that this has been something that's come up quite a bit too with some of the buyers that I've been speaking with. A lot of the times they're wondering, well, what about refinancing? What if I refinance when rates start to drop again? Is that something that they can start looking into? Is that something that they can be open to if they really found their dream house and all of a sudden it's in your face?
Yeah.
That your monthly is going to be so much higher and you're like, well, we can do this, but we are going to have to take away a lot of maybe those what am I thinking of, those payments that they have, those other payments that they can maybe stop or a credit card or something along those lines that they can not do anymore.
Okay.
I'm trying to talk today, it's not working for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow you. I'm like, what?
My words are not coming out right.
No.
What I'm saying is like a lot of times we have these, these additional things that we've got, or, a gym membership or, something that we can
Yeah.
kind of take away, a
Sacrifices.
sacrifice
No.
that they can make possibly to still be able to make that monthly payment for at least up until hopefully that comes down. What do you think on that?
Well, here's what I've always said. First of all, you want, those are luxury items you're talking about, but no matter what rates are, I always tell my clients, look, if I say you're qualified up to 400,000 and here's your payment, but you look at that and you're like, well, based on that payment, I could do it, but boy, I'm going to struggle.
Yeah.
That's not just because you can qualify up to that. You have to do inventory yourself, first of all, and figure out, okay, what payment am I comfortable with where I don't have to give up? You don't want to be house poor, right?
Right.
Ooh, look at me. I got a house, but now I can't do anything.
Yeah.
I can't go to the movies.
Yeah.
No, you don't
You
want
don't
to
want
do that.
that.
Plus taxes tend to go up over time. Insurance can go up a little bit, usually not much, but you have to be prepared that those payments could go up. So don't ever put yourself in a position of, oh man, I can do this as long as a flat tire doesn't come up or another kid doesn't, all of a sudden, oh, we're pregnant again. It happens, without people knowing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just,
I'm struggling today.
Stuff happens. All right.
It
Life that
does.
we don't expect. And
Right.
So you're saying, well, stop the gym membership or stop this and that. I would suggest that. I mean, what I'm going to suggest is look at what's available. Talk to your real estate agent, talk to your lender, see what's available based on the sales price you're looking at.
Right.
What does that payment do to you? That whatever that payment is, if it's $2,500, how does that fit into your budget? Does it fit with everything else? And don't assume, well, in a year rates will go down, so we'll just refinance and the rates are going to, I don't think you go into it assuming. I think traditionally, if we look at it, the Fed is raising rates to deal with a problem called inflation.
Yeah.
Which will in the long term help everybody out on prices. But there's no guarantee that a year from now, if you buy now, a year from now, rates are automatically lower. They might be, if you go by history, the way things tend to happen. Yeah, they definitely could. But I don't think you buy with that, man, as long as rates go down in a year, I'll be okay. You got to buy going, okay, this payment's fine. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I agree with
Because
you.
we don't know the future. What other war might break out? What is another COVID around the corner? We don't know what's going to happen.
No.
Which COVID actually brought rates down. So some people are like, when those 2% and 3% rates were not really realistic, but COVID was it was hurting the economy so much, they had to do something. And low rates were but like the only positive going on.
Right.
So do we all hope for another COVID so rates go down?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't want that either.
Because then you've got the other problems.
Yeah. But we have these buyers sometimes, like what I was mentioning was buyers that are very strongly all about this property, that at first it looked great. The monthly was fine. And then the rates jumped. Now they don't want to go to a different house. They want to stay with this house. So that's more or less what I was asking, because that, we have run into that, right? We've run into those that this was the house that they're under contract now too, and so what would you recommend for them they're just dead set on getting this house? I know that's hard, because I know for you and me, we both feel, do not be house poor. I push that on my buyers as much as possible, because I don't want them to go into something that's going to put them in a worse spot or put them in a bad spot at some point, just because that house is gorgeous and everything is just fluctuated higher.
Well, you can get creative. And I've actually seen, and this kind of comes into the positives, the negative I just brought up will increase his payments.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. That's probably the biggest negative right there. The positive is that we've seen inventory, and I just had a meeting this morning, and we've seen inventory jump up from at the end of sorry about the slam door. At the end of March, it was like less than 5,000 for Dallas Fort Worth, DFW, the whole area.
Right.
And I know there's some people like, well, that's not accounting for this, but let's just say that's right. Okay. Well, as through the end of June, that number jumped to over 12,000. Right. So you can see where that's homes for sale, that's inventory available from less than 5,000 to over 12,000 by the end of June. You're looking at 3-month difference, rates going up. So you can see the rates going up made everybody kind of slow down.
Yes.
You're seeing some values maybe come down. You're seeing homes stay on the market longer than 2 days.
Yes.
you
Which
know,
has been a positive for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Especially for those home buyers that
Yeah.
it was a struggle at first for a while to have. I mean, we were jumping from offer to offer to offer to offer until they finally won an offer a lot of times. So I know that was so that
Yeah.
is a positive
It-
with
it
those
is.
numbers right
It-
there for sure.
It is in a short term, right?
Yes,
in 90
absolutely.
days.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen. So what's it going to do?
Yeah.
So it's going to take a little more short term hurt, but the end result is to get more homes out there and also to stop the prices from going up.
Right.
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 Inflation. That's prices. Price of eggs, milk, gas, and homes going up. It's supposed to, hey, let's have this thing kind of, normalize.
Right.
And that's going to help, your buyers too, and your sellers. Yeah, your sellers. Maybe that market. I know it's still hot market on a seller. Boy, it's a great time to sell.
Yes.
But
100%.
But at the same time, they sell and they make the money, but they still have to turn around and be the buyer unless they're leaving the area.
Right.
If they're going to a small town, well, congratulations. They made all the money, top money, and they're going to a small town. Great for them.
Right.
But most of the people aren't doing that. They're trying to find another home to buy. So they go from, oh, it's great to be a seller to, oh, it's tough being a buyer.
Absolutely.
So that all this is going to help.
Yeah.
But it's going to take the pain. Everybody's going to have to deal with the pain, just like the pain at the pump, till they figure this stuff out. Well, it's the pain in the payment, pain in the rate.
Right. Absolutely.
But it is, no one can deny that it's not having an effect on the market as far as providing more inventory, out there,
Yeah.
which is going to be and slowing the growth of sales prices, which were lack of
Yes.
inventory and
they're
prices
starting to
too
come
high.
down.
Exactly.
Yeah, which has been very nice. So
3 months you're seeing it. So there's a plan. Sometimes our government's not completely inept. It's sometimes they can actually affect things, and as you can see, rates, boy, they do affect it.
they do. I was going to see if I had anything on here too about that. Oh, price decreased 40% here in Burleson. And then in Tarrant County, the price decreased 38%.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, and this I just printed these out and put these out today. So this is our new market update.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that something? And
Yeah.
so like the median list price is at 415,000, and then the median price for new listings is 340,000. So per square foot, it's right about 189 now. I think that was up at 200s. It was over 200s. I wish I would have had my previous one with me. Man, I should have grabbed that. But yeah, I think we were like in the 200s per square foot, or a little over that.
Well, that's positive.
That is positive. That is absolutely a positive, especially for buyers right now too. Just knowing that, that, and I, I've been asked too, well, doesn't that not help if I want to, sell it again? Well, the equity. Well, no, your equity is still going to be absolutely fabulous. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't see this going, even if it's dropping a little bit, it's, the amount that it's dropping, it's not going to hurt, because the amount that it went up was hurting more, I feel, and statistically speaking, I felt like it was hurting more than it was now that it's going to drop a little bit. It's going to get back to a more set pace, which is still going to be great for that equity later on in the future. Do you
Yeah.
feel that way too?
Yes. And think about the people who aren't buying or selling. Think about them like, hey, this is my house for the next 5 years while I raise my kids, or, whatever your plan is. Hey, I'm not leaving anytime soon. Well, if home values keep going up, guess what? Taxes will keep going up. So
Yes.
you want it to normalize for property taxes too.
Absolutely,
So
yes.
the county can't be like, well, these, this home sell for, 500, 550 and all that. And you're like, no. I bought my home for, 385. Let's stay down around, that.
Right. Absolutely.
Without that increase, because that, again, there's an effect on payment if your property taxes go up. So getting this market just to settle down.
Yes.
Very, very important.
Yes. And so tell me a little bit more about your numbers. I'm going to look something up though, because I looked this up the other day and it was just crazy how much. Okay. Actually, I got it pulled up a lot faster. So we have the population of Burleson 40 is over 47,000.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
No.
So, and that has jumped significantly. It has jumped significantly from where we were, because I think maybe a year or two ago, I think we were more in like the 30.
I think the sign on Renfro, if you're coming like from Crowley to Burleson, don't quote me on this, but I thought it said like 38,000.
No, we're at 40. We're 40 at
47?
47,000. Yes.
Well, now if you drive on Wilshire, you would believe you'd think it's 150,000 people live here.
Right.
You know,
And we've grown so much. The apartment complexes that have come up, the condos.
oh yeah,
I mean, a lot of these we're growing significantly too, which that's another thing that I wanted to bring up too, is like, this is a hot place right now to buy. Burleson is a very hot place to buy right now, because your equity in somebody wanting to move here versus somebody wanting to move to Joshua right now is much higher,
hmm
much higher. So
oh, without a doubt. I mean,
it's like everybody wants to come to Burleson
they
now.
do. They do.
I've got people from Irving and
Yeah.
from Keller and, Dallas wanting to move more south. Like they're all wanting to come this direction. And I think a lot of that is because of the property taxes.
I think so. I think even though, as residents of Burleson, you might be like, what do you mean the taxes are high here? Well, yeah, but Johnson County, there's definitely you get relief with how they're valuing the properties and the tax rate based on some of the places you talked about: Irving, Dallas, all that.
Keller, South Lake.
Oh my God, South
Lake.
Yeah. You want to pay some high tax? Yeah. Go talk to
So
those
anybody in
people.
South Lake, if
Yeah.
you're listening, you might want to come to Burleson.
Yeah.
Contact me
Come on.
and contact Jason.
Absolutely. We'll help you out.
We'll help you out. We'll get you situated, because there actually is a lot of amazing houses out here in Burleson. A lot of new builds actually too
Mhm.
that are starting to come back up available as well. So that's also a positive. So even though maybe the rates have climbed now, you have a better opportunity of getting a new build than we did when COVID was really like, I thought their list was going to be backed up for
Yeah.
years. At first, I was really getting nervous about the new build situation. However, it seems like it's back and up and rolling at this point. So that's a positive as well.
There's a lot of activity going on,
Yes.
and I don't even know the exact dates, but over towards the tollway, when the city of Burleson starts that whole transition into that nice area, that $1.5 billion infrastructure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice. So there's no intent that I could see or anything I've heard that, oh well, things are going to slow down, they're going to stop building.
Yeah.
No, I mean, builders have had to make adjustments, just like buyers, sellers, everybody else has had to do. They've had to look at it, the cost of material. So that's also, you talk about the price of a home. Well, and we talk about inflation, right? Well, cost of lumber, cost of tile, cement, all that stuff. Well, again, these rates are affecting not just mortgage rates, but you got to figure they're affecting all the other industries, because those places borrow money too from banks and stuff. So that kind of limits how much they can spend or how much they can get. So it all has an effect on pricing. Well, so the overall goal is, to build a new house, they want to get those prices back down a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is good for the people that are going to be buying.
Yeah.
So, but as far as they stopped building, no, that's not true. That's not true. You can go down and look, and you'll see plenty of construction going on.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in Godly too. Godly has gone. It is ridiculous how
it's mind blowing.
Right?
Yeah.
It is. And Godly is a smaller town. So if you are looking at getting more out in the country and, but still being conveniently somewhat closer to shopping centers and hospitals and stuff like that, like this, Godly would be one of those points, I believe, for sure.
Yeah. And it's so close to the tollway now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I just remember I go down there to get some Del Norte and
I love Del Norte.
or catch a football game or whatever. And then it's always been a great, quiet little town. It's still a great, awesome town. That's why people are going there. But now you see the growth, and I don't know that I can recall one place that small just taken off like it did.
Yeah, it did. And
It's incredible.
absolutely, I agree. I think a lot of places like that, like Cleburne too. Now,
Mhm.
Cleburne, I always felt was pretty decent size. I didn't think that they were very small. They've grown significantly too with their builds and new builds that are out there as well. Absolutely.
That's the
So,
county seat, I
yeah.
mean, they're yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Cleburne's got a lot going on.
They
A lot
really
going on.
do. A lot of great things I feel too. So I'm really excited what's about to happen in Cleburne.
But you got the small towns too, towns that people might not even heard of, Covington, Blum, all that. I
Right.
mean, what's else?
Itasca.
Yeah, well, and that's Hill County, but that's right there, just across the
Yeah.
border, right?
Yeah.
From Grandview, you go Grandview, and then I
And they
guess you
have
get into
tiny
Hill.
houses.
Yeah, and that's, but I from what I understand, that's all changes. So, yeah, Johnson County, and then eventually Hill. That's there's a lot of activity going on, and there's plenty of land,
Yes.
and they're going to keep building. So
Yeah.
these small little towns they're going to get bigger.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. We're rocking and rolling, guys. I mean, I know that, and this is the other thing I wanted to talk about too. I know there's been that huge fear because the interest rates have climbed so much that now there's a fear of wanting to buy.
Mhm.
That's a big deal. However, again, like the equity that's built up on these properties and stuff, I feel like that is not a reason to be deterred from that. Would you agree?
Well, I saw a post the other day. Did you post that?
I might have.
If you're renting, you're paying 100%.
Yes.
Interest rate.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Like rentals. Oh, we're going to go into that too in a little bit, but yes, go ahead.
Well, that's right now, and that's another thing that this will help is if we can, stop the prices from increasing.
Mhm.
So, get them to stabilize. Get more inventory out there. That's going to allow more buyers again.
Yeah.
Because right now it's putting everybody into, well, if I don't buy, I've got to rent. Well, the apartment complexes and the landlords, they've got total advantage, right?
They really do.
Well, what this will do again is help the housing market, which reduces rents because not as many people are wanting to rent.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to reduce drastically, but you've seen cases where rents have gone way up, and in cases landlords are kicking them up a lot, and
It's crazy.
yeah. So
And then a lot of them don't even want pets anymore now. Like
oh,
you have to fight with them just to get pets to be allowed. Or they're
Yeah.
only okay with cats, or they're only okay with small dogs.
yeah.
Pets are people's, that's their family.
Well,
Those are family members. That is like one thing you cannot ask somebody that is in a spot where that might be all that they're able to do.
So if you
currently.
were going to rent, what kind
Yeah.
of pets do you have?
I have too many.
Any snakes or birds? What's going on? What are you trying to? What would you be trying to put in there?
Well, just the dogs.
Just the dogs?
Yeah, but I
Okay.
have a cat. It's an outside cat primarily, though. He's outside all day and sometimes all night.
That's good.
Like he doesn't even want to come in. He'll want to come in and get some love and eat, and then he goes right back outside. He was an outside cat when we found, like he kind of found us.
Hey, they're the best cats.
They are. He's super sweet.
Outside cats equal
Yeah.
0 rats, which help with the snakes too.
Yeah, exactly.
Take away the snake's food supply. You don't have to worry about stepping on them
Right.
and stuff when you're kind of out there in the country. So
Well, my husband did. He got bit by one too.
oh yeah, I assume
It was a rat snake.
It was a rat snake.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's, if you're gonna get bit, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't. It
up-
hurt. He was worried at first, and I was like, I don't think it's poisonous, babe. I think we're good.
If you up here, it's pretty much rattlesnakes and copperheads.
Yes.
Those are the two that are water moccasin if you get in the water. But
Oh yeah, which always freaks me out. I'm like, I don't know. Do I need to go in the lake?
yeah, they're more scary of us. But anyway,
True.
we got about a minute.
Yeah.
What I'd like to talk to, I think you brought up, some good things to talk about the next segment after the
Yeah.
break. Was going to go into a little bit about how this changing environment has changed underwriting.
Oh, absolutely.
Getting approved for a loan.
Oh, okay.
That a little bit, just so people are kind of aware out there that things are changing a little bit when things tighten up. It's so stuff like credit scores, and
Okay.
you really want to pay attention to your your credit scores and stuff.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we want to definitely talk about that because I know credit score is always something that
Well,
is
they're
a big
always
question.
important,
It is
right?
always important. Yes.
But at times they're more important at certain times, than maybe others. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
So some we'll look at.
All right, awesome. Yes, I'm excited about that. I love talking about that. And then we'll have like a little market report update too. So we're going to go to break, guys, but we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. See you in a little bit.
Texas can handle all of your graphic needs. Need a banner or promotional products for your business? They got you covered. T-shirts and caps for your group. All you need to figure out is if you want them screen printed or embroidered. How about some slick graphics on that hot ride to make you stand out from the crowd? Accelerated Graphics and Signs can handle anything you throw at them. Located at 101 East Renfro Street, Sweet Seat in Burleson, Texas. Go in and see them. Call them at 817-991-0523 or reach them on the web at www.acceleratedgraphics.net. They are loud and proud and want to serve you. Accelerated Graphics.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you from the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered. When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson in Cleveland, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
Serving Johnson County, Texas, Joco Community Radio.
All right. Hello, everybody. We are back. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The Joco Community Radio app is now available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more on jococommunityradio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep, Nona Reed, at 844-839-4245. All right. Hi, guys. We are back. We've got some other good stuff to talk to you guys about within today's market and real estate and the lending side of it. I know we were wanting to come up and talk about get more into the rent, right? What mortgage and rent looks like now in this market.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look at what do we talk about it? What payments are? Let me see.
Yes,
Let me skew this out. Okay. We'll say for a $350,000 house, 20% down, you've got about, just call it $1,600, and that's going to be about $850 taxes and insurance normally.
Okay.
So if we go 16, so that's about $2,475, $2,450, $2,475
right.
for a $350,000 house.
Monthly. And that would be your monthly. Okay. Yeah.
Taxes, insurance.
Right.
All that.
Okay.
So how does that compare on, say, the person renting in Burleson? What do those figures look like?
And how many bedrooms did you say?
That's your $350,000 home.
Oh, $350,000.
So that'll get you
Okay.
a 3.2, right?
I would say that would be a 3.2. So I think the lowest that you can get right now, rent wise, would be like $1,850 a month.
That's only $600 less.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean that's if it's not updated. If it's updated and it's a 3.2, and so I would say, I don't know, a 350,000, like $350,000 home, like that sometimes has a little, it doesn't really have a whole lot of updates. That's why it is as low as it is. So yeah, I would say about, I mean, as much as 1,800 to 1,995 is what I'm seeing on 3.2s right now.
Okay. And that's the whole hope again with this. There was a time when 350,000 is like, wow,
Yeah.
you're buying a $350,000 house in Burleson.
Yeah.
You know, you're stepping up big time.
Right.
And now it's like, well, that's become so, hopefully we get closer to where that 350, maybe, that means a little more than it does this exact period in time.
Right.
And there's some great deals out there. I know it's just they go fast, when the sellers sell them.
Oh, yeah.
350, but
they
still,
do that's a good price to sell really quick.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you're only talking $500-$600 difference,
Right.
Which I'm not saying that's not a lot of money. I get it. That's quite a bit of groceries, or that's gas and all that. But it's not like rent is just that much cheaper than owning a home.
No, it's not.
And then you own nothing, right? You
Right.
have no equity in it. You are paying taxes and insurance. You're paying the landlord's taxes and insurance.
Absolutely.
You are making mortgage payments. You're making the big portion of their mortgage payments.
Right.
So,
and that's a lucky figure, really, honestly, because I mean, a lot of the rentals, majority of the rentals that I see in Burleson are over 2,000 easy, even 3.2. So you do have, if you're lucky, you can get to those lower prices. A lot of times those are quick. Those are gone quick. Those are the ones that are gone way faster than if you have one that is, going for 2,000. I think, oh my gosh, it goes like 2,100 to 2,600 for up to 3.42 or 3.23 in Bath. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty high rent.
And that's in Burleson. That's here in Burleson. Yes, absolutely. And Cleburne's really not that far off either from those prices. And then Fort Worth, depending on where in Fort Worth you're looking to rent or lease, you're still looking in the 2,000s as well for your rent for a 3.2.
For a 3.2.
For a 3.2. It's very, and Crowley, it's going to be a 3.2 to 4 to 4.3 or 4.2. And I mean 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bath. If you're, just to give you, I'm giving the rent. I mean the real estate agent lingo here.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at a 4 bedroom, 2 to 3 bath, you're looking at 2,000 and up to rent in Crowley as well. It's very few in between. The ones that are going to be going for 1,800 or 1,900, those are going to be the lease properties. That there was one that I walked into and it was like 1,950 or something along those lines. That house needed so many updates and needed so much work. It was so outdated. And the AC was outdated. That was like an investment. That is an investment property, not a lease. If you ask me, that is something that an investor needs to go and just pay cash for and fix that up and then start renting it or leasing it.
I didn't realize that rents had gotten that high. So yeah, when you're sitting there and going, well, I'll wait for the next COVID so rates would drop and all that. No. I mean, these home values, the days of $150,000 house for a 3.2 are gone.
Yeah.
And they're not coming back. And the rates are not going to do that. I in no way mean to say that if a home that's going for 350 is going to drop to 250. Not saying that at all. All I'm saying is it was going up so fast. Prices were going up due to demand and lack of inventory that something had to slow this upward growth.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's done. But I'm not saying that, oh yeah, we're going back to the 250 day. So what you have to look at realistically is, if you're sitting around waiting, go, oh, well, I'll wait till rates go down someday. Well, how do you know when that's going to happen?
Yeah, you don't know. And then honestly, with credit scores,
Mm-hmm.
even with credit scores with rentals and leases right now, they want you to have a 600 or higher.
Yes.
A lot of them have that stipulation on there. Not to mention, I wasn't even talking about the smart features that rentals and leases have right now. Those smart features have been added into these leases and rentals, and they're charging you additional to have that, but they don't put that in the initial lease price when they post it.
Wow.
That's an add-on after you've decided you want to lease that property.
Okay. So
And a lot of pet stipulations too, like some serious pet stipulations have occurred as well. So yeah, these smart home products, like, so for instance, they have the Samsung's home hub, which is like Amazon and Google's hubs, includes a screen for seeing and connecting all smart appliances in a home. A lot of these lease properties, especially the ones that are a little bit more higher end in the Burleson area, have that. Then there's let's see, what's the other one that they have? I don't think it's on here, but they a lot of them have security systems in place, and the ring. They have the little doorbell rings on there, and then the smart locks. A lot of these rentals, so a lot of these investors that are going in and buying up these houses that need work,
Mhm.
and they're fixing them up, they're also adding and incorporating all of these smart features like the smart door lock and things of that nature to make it easier on that the owner of the lease, the owner of the home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. So you're talking about like tying the thermostat where you can control the thermostat from your phone.
Yep.
Lock and unlock.
Uh-huh.
Of course, see who's at your front door. Pulling all that in, all that technology.
Oh yeah.
In, but of course, that installation.
I think they're trying to charge $25 to $30 more a month for the
having
smart
that.
features. I think
Okay.
it's that. Or it might be a little more than that. I could be a little off on that price, but I feel like it's $25 to $30 additional on your rent, not including your pet deposit and then your monthly pet fees if they have the monthly pet fees on top of the deposit for pets.
Well, they're definitely going to, in any smart investor, landlord, whatever, owner of an investment property, they're going to pass on any costs they have, any improvements they have are going to be passed on, to the tenant. That's why they took the time to, hey, let's make this nice.
Yeah.
But there's a price to pay, right?
Absolutely.
But that smart stuff, which you stole, so I call it stuff, but
Yeah.
everybody else calls it, but
The smart home.
the smart home
Products.
is product. Yeah. I mean, that is not just, an exception here and there. That is becoming the norm.
It is becoming the norm.
People want that. They
Absolutely.
expect that.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, that's what people want. That's what you give them.
Absolutely.
But they got to pay for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah. And that's not including, like, so if it does have the smart home security system or whatnot, you still have to pay to have it activated, and you're paying that monthly fee. It's not the or the owner
Mhm.
of the property. It's now the leasee, the tenant, that's paying for it.
Well, you've got to have the big smart TV. I do know that much.
Absolutely.
Football season's coming.
I know. I think I
have
have
that
a, I have a
TV going.
75-inch in my living room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to upgrade. But anyway, so the credit scores on the rents, but okay, so what is the credit scores? I know you had said that there was some change on the credit scores too in mortgage opportunities as well. So what does that look like now?
Yes. Anytime you're not only seeing a change in rates, you're also starting to see that underwriting for getting their underwriting requirements for getting a mortgage are tightening up.
Yeah.
Some of it's with debt ratio, credit score, definitely. So credit scores are always important. Why? Because the higher your credit, the better, the lower rates you're going to get, the lower cost it's going to be to get that rate. The lower closing cost out of pocket, period. Rate or credit score matters. But when you get into where underwriting can be getting a little tighter, your scores are more important, now than ever. And I've got to tell you guys out there, when you say, well, I got a 600, 620. Yeah, I got a good score. No, you don't. That's not a good score. If you have anything, but yes, I mean, you want to be in, not just for a home, for, cars, the best rate on cars, really anything out there, you want to be above 700.
Yeah.
For a mortgage, to get the best rate possible is 740. Whether you have a 740 or an 800, you're going to get the best rate out there. And then every 20 points on conventional, it drops. Well, you get below 680. Well, you get below 700, there's a pretty big drop. You get below 680, and it's tough, even in this time, to get approved conventional without putting a lot of money down. plus you're going to pay a price in your interest rate or the cost of getting that interest rate.
Right.
So watching your credit, paying your bills on time, addressing things now, like if you know there's medical collections, those can be removed. And there's some law getting passed that my credit specialist advisors are telling me where medical bills under 500, they're not going to be able to report anyway.
Oh, wow. That's
Which
nice.
that'll help people out because
Yeah,
I've seen where people are like, I have perfect credit, I pull it and it's 660, and $200 medical bill
Yeah.
dropped it from 800 to 660, and they're just beside themselves. Like, how can they do this? But the point is, it's very important. So before you go to buy, that's why you get pre-qualified. Hey, let me, even if you're like, hey, I'm 6 months away from that, why not go ahead, talk to a lender, have them pull your credit so you can see exactly where you're at right now.
Yeah.
And if those scores are below 680, yes, there's products out there like FHA, which are more forgiving, but even getting below 640 now is affecting, and especially below 620 is affecting FHA, VA, USDA wants you at 640 or higher. For the most part, there's exceptions, but you want to be above 640 or you're dealing with some stuff.
Right.
You're dealing with extra requirements, including extra cost to get that rate. Because what you have to look at also is, as these rates are going up, and honestly, you're in the high fives to low sixes for a 30-year fix, perfect credit, conventional.
Right.
Okay, that's where you stand today. You've got mortgage servicers that are buying these loans. They don't want rates to necessarily get into the sevens. And here's why. Because they don't want it, because there is a thought that, well, rates will come down next summer or maybe next spring. They don't want a refi boom because then they get paid off early, right?
Right.
The servicers, the ones servicing your loan, they don't want you to pay them off early. They don't, so they know that's going to happen, but they don't want a major refi boom. So what they're trying to do is, instead of saying, well, we'll just kick rates up to 7% and there'll be no cost, a par rate, which means you pay no discount points.
Right.
That's a par rate, or you get no credits towards your rate. It's just, hey, here's the rate at no cost.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't want it to get to in the sevens.
No.
And it'd be a par rate, because what are you going to be looking to do? You're going to be looking to refinance as soon as rates, drop, or when they drop, and no one knows when that's going to be.
No.
All they're doing is speculating.
Exactly.
So keep that in mind too. But at some point in the future, they will drop. It's just, if you look at history, they're going to drop at some point. But so what the servicers are trying to do is, they're like, man, we don't want to get stuck with all these. We buy, we're servicing all these loans, and all of a sudden all these people are refinancing. So what they're saying is, in order to buy loans, they want to keep the rates in the sixes or lower, but they're increasing the cost. So now finding par rates is very tough. You're either paying a discount point or more
Right.
to get that rate. So instead of just the rate going up, they're just saying, okay, you will stay in the sixes, but you're going to pay, a point and a half to get this rate, if that's what you want.
Oh, geez.
Because they're trying to prevent that
Yeah.
refi.
Yeah, there you are.
Boom.
That makes
so,
sense.
so that's the other part that no one thinks about, right?
No,
But
no.
after the loan's sold, the people that are holding that note, they're counting on you to keep making payments and, not have a mass payoff because of a refinance, boom.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing to look at is, so right now the cost is a little more than it was. The cost of getting that rate is going to be a little higher than it was. More so on a conventional, on the FHA, the VA, there is still par pricing at higher rates. But to get the lowest of the low, you're actually going to be paying something there too.
Right.
Now that doesn't mean there's not down payment assistance. That's out there too. But again, then the state entities determine rate on that.
True.
But the cost is normally really low. The rates may be higher, but the cost is low. So there's still down payment assistance out there, guys. Don't think there's not. And that's what's going to help when this market settles and more homes, are out there, inventories increase. That's going to give our first time home buyers a chance to come back, get back in this market and be able to make bids because they just been sitting on the sidelines going, wow, no one wants to take our low down payment loan. Well, when inventory opens, they will.
Oh yeah.
So that's the positive to go along with a little bit of the hurt right now that that people are feeling.
Yeah. And I mean, that's life, right? I mean, there's always a positive with negative.
Absolutely. But get the credit scores up. That way, I'm sorry, I kind of went off track
It's
there.
okay.
But
Yeah,
no,
go for it.
but no,
Oh, yeah,
that's the credit scores was the main thing. And look, get it. Thanks for kicking me.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Get them looked at. Get your situation looked at now, even if you're not looking to buy for 6 months or a year, so that if there are issues, you have time to get those addressed.
Yeah.
Any of your lenders, any lender you talk to should probably know a good credit repair specialist, a very trustworthy, because I know there's people that have been taken advantage of
Absolutely.
with credit repair.
And nothing really gets fixed.
But guess what? A good lender is going to know a good credit repair person that you can trust to talk to, get that stuff taken care of, so that when you're ready to make an offer, you're sitting there confident. My scores are as high as they can be. Boom. It takes a lot of the stress out of it.
It does. So what would you say to somebody too about, with their credit score being a little bit lower, you get them with a credit company, but do you feel that, sometimes there's some things that you could also advise them on if it's not even, I know a lot of times if when I've sent you somebody, if it wasn't that bad and there was a few things that they just could have addressed to bring that up a little bit, you've even advised them on how to fix that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Credit repair is more for someone that has a lot of what the credit report's called derogatory, just means negative, either late pays or, collections, charge-offs that are, even if they're medical and we don't count them against you, they're still dropping your credit score. So you want to get them off.
Right.
That's where you need the credit repair people to go and help you. If you try to go take these people on yourself, I've had clients that have tried and they come back to me 6 months or a year later saying, we tried ourselves, and they just ignored us and gave us a runaround. But no, the first thing we look at is if I look at a client and I see a low score, I pull what's called a credit analyzer, and every credit report has a different name for their reports, but it's like, hey, how do I get my score up to this level? Say you're at a 610, and okay, how can I get my score to 640? How can I get to 660, 680? It'll tell you to get to this. We recommend this, and this. It'll tell you on this credit card, pay it down to this amount.
Right.
On this one, you're an authorized borrower, get removed as an authorized borrower. People think they're, and they are, a lot of times they're helping put their, someone like, hey, I'll put you on as authorized borrower on this card just to get you some credit. So it looks like some credit for you. But then that can start, if you're on too many of your parents' accounts, or it can start to hurt you because it looks like you have too much revolving debt out there. And so then you can start bringing your scores down. So it could be something as simple as pay your card down $200, get yourself removed as an authorized borrower on the Home Depot card.
Yeah.
Just simple stuff that doesn't take a whole lot of effort at all. Some of the other stuff is, you need to pay off this card. Well, you may not have the money, but at least you're sitting there going, boy, if I could do that before we're ready to make an offer, my credit, we should do this. So that's what this report does.
Right. Which is
it
good.
If you do this, this should happen. If you do this, this should happen. They're not 100%, but what I've seen is as long as everything else stays about the same, no new derogatory or negative shows up, no new collections or a late payment.
Right.
Worst thing you can do is not make your payments on time.
Absolutely.
One little 30-day late on a Discover card, that can tank your score. And it takes a while. All you can do is just give it time and just keep making payments till it starts to forgive you for that late payment. But it could take 3 to 6 months before it starts forgiving you.
Gotcha.
And then the immediate is, the old days when the parents would spank us.
Yeah.
You get spanked, in your credit score when you don't make your payments on time.
It's true. It's so true.
So you've got to do whatever you can to keep from going 30 days delinquent on credit cards at your mortgage. Man, if you go 30 days late on your mortgage, your score is going to fall so far. And then that makes it hard to get approved for a new home loan. Well, especially if you're, if it wasn't a one-time incident.
Right.
A couple of times, whoa, you went 30 days late on a house payment. how bad a situation are you in that
that
yeah,
happened.
that you could think of going that. And I know, hey, sometimes bad things happen to good people,
Right.
and if that happen, you have to deal with it. And this is what we do going forward. But sometimes people are just, oh, I forgot. Well, don't forget.
No,
Don't forget to pay your bills.
absolutely not.
That's the number one thing. Pay your bills.
Yeah.
And go
And
from
with
there.
auto pay nowadays, I mean, it's just so much easier to get that accomplished, I feel. So there really
Mhm.
shouldn't be any excuses on that end, unless there's just something that you have to pay where they just have an older pay system. And, you know, like a lot of those tote to note car places, I've noticed they have it's a challenge. Oh, it's a challenge to get sometimes have that monthly, like you have to pay through your bank or something. It's like, really? So you have to remember. You have to put
Yeah.
a reminder on your phone to pay that bill. But it's very important, very essential to do that. So like my other question is like, so what would you recommend as an app for somebody to keep an eye on their credit score? I prefer the Equifax one. There's an Equifax app now. I've been using that and I absolutely love it. It's very helpful.
I think it may be what everyone has to realize is the reports that you pull are consumer reports.
Right. They're not the same.
What the mortgage companies, and it's what my company has to pull, and what the banks, Wells Fargo and them have to pull, is all the same. It's all and it's whether it's a conventional loan, government loan, it's the same scoring model. It's a little more dated.
Okay.
I wish we could use the newer one, and there's talk of them allowing us to use an upgraded model.
Oh, that would be awesome.
But so that's why you can pull your credit with Equifax,
Right.
and I can pull a tri-merge, and my Equifax score that I show for you will be different than what your report shows for
absolutely.
you. And you're like, how can they be different? They're the same company, different scoring models.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to realize, and of course, mortgages are going to be more conservative. They're going to hit you harder for late payments, especially on a home or something.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's why at some point you have to get a mortgage company or bank to pull your credit. So it's like, wow, this is your score according to a home lender.
Yeah.
This is what you're dealing with. And now if we need to get it up, here's what needs to be done.
Absolutely.
So keep that in mind also. But what I've had some credit repair people recommend to me, and like I said, I'm not endorsing these products at all, but what they've told me that was the closest to the model that we use, and it's been about 6 months ago, so just don't quote me on this, but if you want to check out Privacy Guard.
Yeah.
It was I believe they said you could go on, you could get a membership, trial membership or whatever, and check it out and get an actual report that is somewhat close.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, to what, but again, that's their opinion. I'm not endorsing Privacy Guard, so don't get mad at me if you try it out. I'm just saying that's what the experts have told me, that they're not the exact, but they're close
Okay,
to what
gotcha.
what a home lender would pull.
Okay.
That kind of model.
Okay.
But I bet Equifax is pretty close too. I do know, and I'm not at all anti-Credit Karma. I think it's great to show Credit Karma. Definitely shows who's reporting on you, how they're reporting, if they're reporting you late. But their scoring model is a lot more aggressive, and a lot of times they're quite a bit off from what a mortgage company or a home lender might pull.
It was way off from the Equifax app that I've been using too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot that's kind of why we found this app through. It was a company that does credit. Like he was one of the guys I think it was at Best Buy. We were at Best Buy and he told us about this, and it was awesome. Like you can actually you can add things on there manually of things that you're paying, like Netflix, or your Amazon Prime account. You can start putting those on there, and it's supposed to help pull your credit as well. Oh, we are out. Guys, thank you so much for listening to us today. I hope you guys got some great knowledge. If you didn't tune in right now, you can tune in later. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Goodbye.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of John.